everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Card Divo Show with a very special guest.
Richard Wayne Kilgo II.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited to be here.
We have not sat next to each other to do readings in 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
maybe?
So 2015, right? Was when we did our last,
before I was diagnosed with cancer. So before I was diagnosed with cancer in 2015 is when was the last time that we sat down together to do readings. Wow.
I know, crazy.
So that's 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of you that remember who've been following my career for a while, at the beginning of 2015, end of 2014, beginning of 2015, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had, it started as Zodiacs and Candles,
Mm-hmm.
and then it merged into just Zodiacs. But we were doing a card reading show once every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks,
Every 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. So if you remember that, what we were doing is reading. So as you pretty much, that was the beginning of where the Card Divo is now.
Mm-hmm.
People would chime in, because back then we were just doing it on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And
now you've expanded so much in so many ways.
So back then there was Martha, Lee, and Christian were the crew,
production crew.
Yeah. And Martha would be on Facebook reading if somebody had a question or somebody wanted just a couple of cards. And much like now, like all you have to do, but now we do it, me next. But I think that I miss the way we used to do it. Like if you have a question, if you have a particular question about something that's going on in your life, hey Martha, hi.
Are your ears burning?
We were just talking about this. So for those of you watching, where's she? Right there, Martha. Martha was our basically our stage manager. No, Lee was our stage manager, and Martha was doing all of the
PR,
public
relations.
Because she would read out like when people commented or asked a question. So we're gonna. Do you want to put Martha since
Yeah, absolutely.
You want to start off? So I'm gonna let Wayne start off. For those of you watching, all you have to do is either type. And we're gonna do different today. You can either do me in the comment section, or do you have a particular question about something that's going on in your life, and we'll try to give you the best answer, and we're going to alternate, so it'll just be luck. I was the grunt work person. Yes, Martha did all that. Christian was the director, but he kind of just didn't do much.
As directors tend to be.
As directors tend to do.
That's funny. All right, let's take a peek and see. All right. So Martha, right now you're in a period of, I would say your career is in focus at this time. You're feeling a little bit challenged, looking for further growth, which of course everyone's looking for more growth in their business. But right now, your biggest challenge that you're facing is you have a lot of options and you're not quite sure which direction to take, which can feel overwhelming at times. So with that being said, the energy around you is really about understanding what's not working for you. So the Page of Pentacles is saying, where is it that you're feeling that you're not connecting with your business? Where's the hindrances to the growth of your business? By acknowledging those things, I think you'll find a period of time over the next 2 or 3 weeks, you're still going to be struggling kind of with this issue. However, there is help and support coming to you. So with the Six of Pentacles, that shows that I believe someone's going to come along and provide you assistance in being able to get further growth for what you're looking for. So really important that you are taking the steps necessary to understand what you're coming from, understanding what you have to provide, and knowing that if anyone's expecting anything beyond that, that's not part of your job description, so to speak. So just recognizing that relationships for you right now, especially business relationships, may feel a little bit tumultuous, but now's the time to really just look at where are the challenges. And I think in acknowledging those, you're going to find, you're going to start moving along much faster with your growth, having acknowledged and dealt with those.
Nice. And after having seen her yesterday and the conversations that we had over coffee and dessert, I can validate some of that stuff that you
Awesome.
said.
I love
And
it.
I think Martha can say, but yes, she did most of the grunt work. Kira, I'll take Kira next. How are you doing, sweetie? Welcome to the show. We also want to, I'm going to put this up, the banner up. So if you folks are able and willing to donate or tip, we do have, I will happily share with Wayne after the show, but there's our Cash App and Venmo. Kira. All right. In your yesterday is all about your personal strengths. It's time to focus on your strengths at the moment. I'm going to move this up a little bit. It's time to focus on your strengths a little bit. Yes, and I say this with love. We are lacking in some things. There are things that are missing to get to that next level that you want to get to. But in today, we have the hostilities. Stop fighting with yourself. There's enough people in the world that will come at you, attack you, challenge you, threaten. I feel like I'm being threatened in the direction that I'm going in. So don't do it to yourself. You keep going. Focus on your strengths. There will be alliances helping you moving forward in the direction you want to go. Particularly, there's a female energy with the coin. It's upside down, so it's telling me that we're putting a little bit of resistance, but she's coming into your area. Now, for everybody watching, female and male energies, the way that I read it, female energy, it could be a female, a woman, or it could be a male with a very feminine energy, but it's that female energy with the coin coming into your life. I would be careful when it comes to contracts or saying yes immediately. Yeah, but be patient. There's a little bit of patience going on. It's going to work out. I just think, as always, whenever it comes to money and business, T's and cross your T's, dot your I's, P's and Q's. Be patient in the steps that are going. I just got chills, but know that it's going to happen. But I feel like there's too much personal blame going on of why things aren't working. But don't worry about what you're lacking. The energy will come and fill in the cracks of what you need. But you're on the right track. Just stop hating on yourself. We do that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We do that a lot.
Definitely.
All right. I hope that made sense to you. Next is Rosie Corona.
All right. Rosie.
And we're gonna we started a couple of minutes late because I put the wrong date on on the video. But please share this. I didn't say at the beginning. All our friends are Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. If you don't mind sharing this on your page so that other people can watch with you. If you're watching us on YouTube, please scroll down, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you can get notified whenever there's a new show.
Awesome. All right. So Rosie, it looks like you're having a little bit of a challenge right now. The energy that I see coming through for you is the King of Swords reversed. So this would tell me that you're being very hard on yourself. You're telling yourself negative things. The negative thinking is kind of driving the boat, so to speak, for you at this time. And your challenge is facing your emotions, is being able to, I feel like there's this want for new emotional renewal, and you're not feeling it. You're feeling very challenged by it. It feels like you've really tried to put yourself out into the world, and that there's not really much coming back for you at this time. So you've taken some time to rest, but I feel like the rest was still filled with this overthinking, negative thinking towards yourself. Your you now is the nightmare card reversed. So that would tell me that your dreams are potentially nightmares, or that you're living in the nightmarish situation at this time that you feel that you can't get out of. So it's really important to acknowledge where you're at in this process. In the near future, I do see some growth coming out of this, and this is growth towards advancement of your physical material needs being met. But you have everything that you need, the strength card, to move forward through this situation. But there's a lot of self-restriction that's happening here. So it's really important that you recognize the universe is trying to help you remove those negative beliefs that you have about yourself, so that these negative thoughts that you're having are not taking over so much anymore. So just know that as these negative things pop up, as these situations come up to be cleared, it's an opportunity from the universe for healing. It's not punishing you. It's not slapping your hand because you've done something wrong. So just know that as those things pop up, it's really the universe trying to help you to grow. Your outcome card is the Tower reversed, which really is, again, a reason why I say you're probably going through a lot of challenge right now. The Tower is about outside forces coming in and changing your world, and really turning your world upside down. So this situation that you're going through is something that you didn't ask for, but it is something that is going to help you basically break down who you've been in the past and release all of that heaviness so that you can move forward the way that you want to.
Cool.
Yep.
Is that it? I mean,
That's all. Yep, that's good.
Oh, you're slack today, then. Martha says, thank you, Wade. Spot on.
Awesome.
Good evening, Kira. You're welcome, sweetie. Did we miss somebody? No, I don't think we missed anybody. For those of you watching, we have more people watching. All you have to do is say me in the comment section, wherever channel you're watching on. If you're watching us on YouTube, my personal page, or the Daniel G. Garza page, make sure you say me on the comment section, and we'll pull up the cards for you. Astrologically speaking, what's going on right now?
So we just had yesterday a full moon. So it was Sun's in Leo, full moon was in Aquarius. So this full moon was very much about how we are a part of our community and also how we are an individual as well. So a lot of themes that probably have come up, especially yesterday or this week, for most people are themes about who am I versus who are they, or who is the world at large. So relationships, friendships have really come into focus. And then we just had about 4 days ago on the 8th, the Lionsgate Portal, which I'm sure a lot of people saw posts about if you follow anything that's metaphysical or astrological, which is really the time for manifesting. So even though that just occurred, this Leo energy is the excellent time to be able to manifest for what makes our soul sing, so to speak.
And Rosie tells you, thank you. So true. So true. It's interesting as you're speaking, because I'm pulling cards. Our yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and our yesterday. And there's two heart cards. There's the male energy and the broken heart. So a lot of feelings and emotions happening right now. I'm not going to say don't trust your feelings and emotions, but I wouldn't bet on them too much right now. I feel
the
like
intensity is high.
Yeah, like everything is either very angry or very in love, very intense.
And Leo is the sign of like passion and love too. Even though we think of like the water signs as being loving, caring, Leo is really the sign of so much love to give and so much love that's needed too. So it does kind of give us that balance of either wanting to provide more love to those that we care about, or saying like, hey, I need more. I'm not feeling that love like I normally do.
Yeah. So pay attention to that in your past. So past feelings, past emotions, energies from the past. Talking about exes, we were talking about that over breakfast this morning too. We come to think of it, this morning's breakfast. For those of you, long story short, I had my eyes checked today, so we went to breakfast. Wayne drove me, but most of the conversation this morning was about like, where we are now from the past. So talking about broken hearts from the past, girl, I'll tell you. But then today there is the 7th chakra, which the way that I always see it is that connection to spirit, the universe, to God, and the connection to it, which bring in that light into your life. It what allows you to open up your third eye and manifest what you want.
Yes.
So if you feel like you're very connected right now, if you feel like you're getting a lot of messages from not just like spirit messages, but from body, mind, and spirit, it's because everything's open, and they're engulfed or surrounded by love energies and passion. So pay attention to that. All right, we have one more. Elizabeth Preciado. All right, Elizabeth. I'll take Elizabeth. How are you? And welcome to the show. For everybody watching us, thank you for watching. Please share this. And we don't have a lot of people, so if you want a second round, something about and have a question, we're happy to answer questions, more specific questions. So we got my. I didn't pull out the love cards. But I got my gypsy cards, so we can push to that. can keep talking while I'm pull out cards.
But I'm so engulfed in the process. My goodness. And then I'll start talking. Then you'll be.
And I'll be ready. All right. So, Elizabeth, in our yesterday for you, it's the journey card. So, I feel like you're thinking, planning, strategizing on how to start your journey, but you're already on the journey. Like, I feel like everybody knows you're already on this path except for you. But everybody sees your progress. People are seeing how you've grown, particularly, and I say this with love, I feel like particularly when you let go of people, places, and things that were not good in your life anymore, this has made a big change for you, and I'll tell you why in a minute. But right now and today, you're in that indecision spot. And I feel like the reason you're so indecisive about which direction is because you don't know you're already on the path. So take a look at how far you've come. I'm going to go 3. So I'm going to say 3 years. I'm going to say 3 years. The path that you started 3 years ago, it's starting to make a difference. Was it a smooth ride? I don't think so. I think there's been some hiccups. There's been some, like we've fallen and had to get back up. But keep going, keep taking those steps, because in your tomorrow, there's the yin and yang. And a lot of people confuse the yin and yang for everything's perfect. It's not that everything's perfect, it's everything falling into place. And when things fall into place, there is good and there's bad, there's happy and there's sad. So that's how you know that letting go of people, places, and I'm going to highlight things in your life has allowed you to see things fall into place. I just feel like you're feeling things so much stronger right now, and that's why. But it's the goddess is here, which we were just talking about the new full moon yesterday. Mm-hmm. This is the beginning of a new cycle. So last night, this new cycle started for you. You're ignoring it because you don't know you're on the journey. But as soon as you realize that, this is going to sound so cheesy, this too shall pass. Whatever crap is going on right now, it's going to pass. But don't be stubborn about the process. And if you, in your heart card, your heart space, love is coming back. But I don't feel like it's love for somebody else right now. It's love for you. Learn to love you. Yeah, because that's your strength. You're finally, now that you've let go of some things in your life, your strength is coming back to you. And that's what's going to help you move forward. But as soon as you accept that you're already on this journey, that you've already taken the first steps, and that what you've learned, you will not forget, you realize how much better things are going to be. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I'm feeling it.
You feeling it?
I'm sure she is too.
But let us know if that makes sense to you. Again, if you are watching, this is Card Divo with special guest Richard Wing Kilgo II. Well, somebody else comes on and asks. Again, if you've already read you and you want some more or want clarification, ask us a question and we will answer that for you. Since the last time we were together, you've gone on to do other things with your life.
I have, yes.
There's talking about changes in life.
Big changes, definitely. And definitely, I mean, over the last couple of years, this has been things that have happened for me to get me to where I'm at. But as of 2 weeks ago, I resigned from my 9-to-5 job, and I am now officially a professional real estate photographer. So I have my real estate photography business. It's live now. I am drone pilot certified with the FAA. So I'm able to do drone along with all the other offerings. But it's been really exciting. And I definitely feel like this has been a shift in my life that has felt like a long time coming. And the freedom that I feel is spectacular. And now I'm just ready to get in and start doing the work.
I feel like we kept seeing it time and time again in your readings that the changes were coming. Mm-hmm. So this is, if you don't mind me using it as an example, this is just an example for y'all that changes. If you have faith that things will change, it may not be overnight. It may not be over a year, but if you're patient with the universe, God, life, whomever you pray to, things will come through. Mm-hmm. I'm going to show you a couple of pictures of Wayne's. So if you are, let me take this out for a second. Oops. there's this info. This is one of his flyers. And
servicing, obviously, as the flyer says, Orange County and Inland Empire and surrounding areas. I also have a business partner who does the High Desert, Apple Valley, Coachella Valley, everywhere out there. So if you're out in that area, he's definitely someone that I would highly recommend utilizing. And we do provide kind of something that sets us apart, next day service. So whenever we take your photo, you will receive your edited photos the next day. And you get a 30 photo minimum, which most photographers don't guarantee a certain amount that will be done, or if they are, it's usually at a 30 max. So we really try to set ourselves apart with that. But as you can see, great high quality photos. Definitely recommend checking out the website so you can get the full versions of it. But if you're in need of a real estate photographer, know any realtors out there, feel free to send them my information and let them know that I'm servicing the area.
That is awesome. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. All right, we got some more comments on hold. Elizabeth says, "Oh my God, thank you. That makes so much sense." Good. Rosie has another question. Do you want to follow up with her?
Yeah.
Can you tell me about what my love life has to say, please? What's love got to do? Got to do with it. Not only are we intuitive readings, but we're
singers too.
We're lounge singers. Karaoke night. It's karaoke night at Zodiacs. Ooh, that sounds.
We should do a special edition the first Monday of every month.
Everything we read is in song. Remember, if you want us to pull some cards for you, you have two options tonight. You can either say me, and we can just surprise you with the information that comes through, or if you have a specific question you want to ask. If you want a particular question, if you want to ask, like Rosie is right now, you can ask those questions. So let us know.
Okay, so let's see about love. All right. Okay, so I would say right now you're in a place, to me, both with the cards and intuitively, I feel that you're not in a relationship at this time, although I feel like you want to be, or your energy is still tied to a past relationship. You have the Wheel of Fortune reversed for you, so that would tell me that it feels like in your relationships right now, like everything's kind of upside down, that it's in your relationships are kind of working in the negative against you, so it feels. And with that, your challenge right now is you're really feeling just like closing down, shutting off. So I feel like you're telling yourself, oh yes, I'm open to it, I want to date, and you may even be actively going on dates. But what your energy is really telling me is that you're still shut down, shut off, and there's past issues, past trauma to be dealt with before you can move forward into the ideal relationship that I think that you're wanting. The theme for you right now is strength. So what that would tell me is that you have the strength to get through this. The hard part is being able to be completely honest with ourselves about those past relationships and what's occurred. Past for you is the King of Wands reverse. So that would tell me that this past relationship that's affecting you is someone who is very charismatic, someone who has a lot of energy, creative energy, some type of artist that is still tied to you. You've started the trip to move away from this situation, but you still have not done all of the work to completely remove those emotional ties so that it no longer is connecting to you. You are working towards having a kind of walking away from the emotional structure that you've built, but you're still focused on that relationship and walking away from it instead of what's new, what's fresh, what's present for you at this time. So just know that what the universe is giving you in this situation is the Seven of Pentacles. So it's really about going back to working on yourself, working on what is it that you want on a daily basis? What is it that you want to do and know that you're capable of doing? And then once you've been doing that, I would say even just consistently focusing on that for 2 to 3 weeks. Then once you've done that, then I would say start factoring in, okay, now if you were to add a person into this equation, what would my day look like? What do I want it to look like? And with that being said, the guidance from the tarot is the Page of Cups. So this would tell me that once you do that work, once you really take the time to acknowledge what's happened, what's occurred, and releasing it from you, that there is new opportunities for love. But at this point, you're still kind of on the battlefield of your last relationship, and that's what's causing issue for you to really move forward at this time.
Interesting. You said battlefield, and the first thing that popped in my head
Love is a battlefield. We stand.
Start shimmying a little bit. Rosie, I hope that makes sense to you. Vera, welcome to the show. Yes, we will get to you. yes, congratulations on that. It is amazing. Congratulations. Would love to know, Vera would love to know my purpose, my health, and how to move forward. Well, we're going to do the first one. We're going to do your purpose. And I know I usually tell you, and I forgot today, but the first deck is my energy deck. And then the second one that I just pulled for Vera, this is
that deck.
The Life Purpose deck. And what deck are you?
And I am using a slightly different tarot deck. It's the New Vision Tarot. I absolutely highly recommend it, especially if you're already familiar with the traditional tarot. This is a great way to add a new perspective and a new perspective on it. I love these cards. I'm sorry, I go silent once you start pulling.
I know, yeah. It's like
gotta get used to being talkative again.
So much for this co-host.
I get to sing in the background.
Yes. By the way, for those of you that do not know Wayne, he has an amazing voice, by the way. So,
thank you.
Which not next Tuesday, but the following Tuesday, we've agreed to go karaoke. So there is a place called Sammy's Original in Lake Forest, where I went with a friend of mine, Dana, that I do the other podcast with. But I do a podcast called Things I Know, which is for folks over 50, but anybody can listen to it. But he introduced me to this place, and then I'm going to introduce Wayne to that. So if y'all want to go, Tuesday the 23rd, I believe, we will be at Sammy's Original for karaoke. Starts at 7.
I'm excited. It's been a while.
All right. Interesting, Vera. So for you, your purpose in life, number one in your purpose is getting a reading. Here's the Oracle cards, which is really interesting because here we are in the Oracle cards. But it's really, it's Oracle cards in this deck is also about your spirituality. It's about connecting to you first. So your purpose is not, I don't know if this makes sense to everybody, but your purpose is not from here out. Your purpose is from here in. It's inside you. It's not what people tell you should be doing. It's not what people dictate or what your parents wanted you to be when you grew up. It's what does your inner, your gut, when you put your hands on your belly and you touch that solar plex and you take a deep breath and connect with you, what does your heart, what does your body tell you want to do? If your job gives you stomach problems, whether constipation or diarrhea, it is not the job for you. So if you're doing right now something, Vera, that just brings you stomach issues, stop it. Now, what you're going for your life purpose, it's going to take some practice. You're not ready yet. You're not ready. It's going to be just a little bit more, but just a little bit more practice and you're ready to go. But you are on the right path and going in the direction that you need to go. And Vera's probably asking, well, what path is that? That's why I'm asking you. Well, there is some nature to this. So the flowers represent either working with flowers physically or gardens or growing something. So my intuition is telling me that we're growing a brand, that we're growing your own space. And that's where it's going. But you've got to, in your heart, trust. You've got to trust in your heart that you can do this. And that's why I say, everybody that's watching, take 1 second. If you have not made a commitment to yourself today, I do it in the shower every day. Sounds kinkier than it is, but take your right hand, put it on your belly. Take your left hand, put it over your right hand. Take a deep breath. Let it out and say, I am committed to myself. And say that 3 times. I am committed to myself. I am committed to myself. Take a deep breath. Let it out. You should be the most important person in your life. You should be making yourself happy first. And I guarantee you that most people around you are looking at their happiness first. And that's how it works. I am happy that Wayne is happy, but I can't make Wayne happy. So Vera, before you can find your life purpose, there's a purpose to my story. In order for you to find your purpose, you gotta let people make mistakes. You can't fix everything. And I say that because here's you. There's the builder. Part of your career, part of your purpose is to build things. But if you're going to help build people up, get paid for it. Get paid for it. I that was my part of my energy. So I eventually got my life coaching certificate. I'm like, if I'm going to help people get better, you're going to pay me for it.
Certify it.
Yeah. Pay me. And you know what? I love having that under my resume. So what this is telling me is that tapping into your energy and trusting yourself is going to allow you to build the career that you want, help see it grow. Just know that right now you're on the right path. It's just going to take a little practice to get there. But you're on the right path. You're on the right path. I hope that answers your question. Elizabeth says, I would like to know about my professional life. What can you tell me?
Perfect. I already...
Were you watching on that one?
I did. I saw it pop up, so I said, I'm going to pull for it, trying to keep my cards quiet, like we talked about earlier. Okay, so, Elizabeth, what I see for you right now is you now is the High Priestess reversed. So what that would tell me is that I feel like in your career to this point, you've really gone after something well. Like there's education that's behind it. There's hard work that's been put into it, but there's still not satisfaction. There's still not this deeper feeling of I'm accomplishing what I want to accomplish. So that's kind of driving you at this time. Your challenge right now is the 3 of Wands. So that would tell me that it's interesting. This just came up in the last one too, that you're struggling to have a new start, that you feel like you've done all of the work that you need. You've packed for this trip. You're ready to move forward, but you're still feeling blocked by it. And what is the theme for you right now in this is the Page of Swords. So it's really important, any inspired ideas that come in, I feel like right now, as you're thinking about things, there's times where it's like the same thing that you're thinking over again, and then there's this new thought, and that new thought pops in, but it doesn't fit with what you've been thinking before, so you kind of dismiss it, and you just continue back to those old thoughts. So it's really important at this time that any new ideas that are coming to you, I say write it down, pull up a note in your phone, and just start jotting down those new ideas that come through, because that's something that's going to help you be inspired towards the direction that you can move in and feel more satisfied in the work that you're doing. You now, the present is the 4 of Wands reverse. So I would say too, in your career at this point, you are celebrated, you are recognized for the work that you bring. And it almost feels like from the outside, someone looking at you would say, wow, she has it all. She's really making it work. And she does such a great, she does so great with what she does. But to you, because you're feeling this disconnect, there's still that challenge for you of wanting that satisfaction. But it's coming to you in the near future. You have the Ace of Wands. So there's new beginnings in creative energy. There's new beginnings for you and feeling like you can actually take action and make things happen. That's what happens with Wands. So this, even just receiving this information at this time, I think is going to help you to get towards the direction of understanding where do you want to go, so you can do the things and use the experience you've had up to this point and then move forward and feel that deeper satisfaction. Internally, what you're telling yourself is that there's not opportunities out there for you, that there's not new opportunities, that the track that you've been on is the only track that you can do that makes sense. But I will tell you, throw sense out the window at this point. You have the skill set needed. And actually, I feel like the work that you've done is parallel to the direction of the work that will make you feel satisfied going forward. And with that being said, what the universe is giving you in this situation is the Fool, which is the first of the major arcana in the tarot. So this tells me that there's a new beginning for you. And it doesn't mean that you're starting over. What it means is that you've leveled up, you've learned everything that you can from your current situations and what you've been experiencing. And now it's time for you to take all that knowledge and start fresh and start at the next level and working your way forward. So know that the universe is supporting you through this. There's definitely going to be some fear of emotions and fear of not being able to fulfill these feelings that you're having, even though you're having this draw towards it. But just know your outcome is the Queen of Pentacles, which shows that there's going to be abundance coming to you in your career through this process. So overall, I feel like the career path that you're on, you can be successful, but I am one, and I think Daniel would agree, it's important that you're doing something that makes you feel validated for yourself, that you feel like you're doing what you want to do and having that satisfaction. So you're on the right track. And this dissonance that you're feeling right now is meant to help drive you towards something new, something fresh that's going to bring you that success.
Wow. Good stuff. Good stuff. We hope that made sense to you. Rosie says, wow, again, good stuff. Vera sending us some hearts and some exactly. I'm going to put 2 snaps there for you.
Yes.
Exactly, girl. Layla, I feel like you're new to the show. Welcome to the show. Hey. Thank you. You are so welcome. Can you ask a question, please? Of course you can. So I will take this one and then you take Juan afterwards.
Perfect.
What are Wahid's current feelings, intention towards me? Okay, so here's, I don't know how you can answer this. I can't go into Wahid's energy because he's not here and he's not giving me permission to enter his energy. It was kind of violating his space, but I can go into your energy and tell you what I see when it comes to love. Do you work that way?
Yeah, I agree.
Because there are some people, no judgment, that are okay with like, I will read for your boyfriend and see where. I just don't never feel comfortable because I wouldn't want anybody to do that.
It's about you and your experience.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to tell you about you and your life, Layla. So what I see for you is, first of all, in the yesterday is the getting to know each other. So do you know everything about your partner? Are you comfortable with all the information that you have? Do you have the information that you need to be able to move this relationship forward? Because I feel like sometimes we are in lust with people and not in love with people. And I don't know about you, but I feel like it takes me a while to fall in love with people. Like I learn to like them, I care for them, I love them, and then falling in love comes in later. Also, are you working on yourself? I feel like there were some missteps. I feel like the steps that you were supposed to take to care for yourself, and I say this with care, like therapy, support groups, the things that you were supposed to do to better yourself, are you doing that? But because we need to work on that optimism. Not that everything, I don't feel like love is always about being happy. Love is about staying with the people even when things get hard. So do not look at this transition in your relationship as a bad thing. You're getting to know each other, and that's how you're growing. Now, in your spirit is about making the effort. What is it? Not that you're not trying, but get out of your own head. Get out of your way. And I say this with love. Stop sabotaging your own relationships. We are so good at that. We're so good at that. I text you 20 times and you only answered me once. Well, I was busy at work all day. Oh, well, okay. So take a deep breath, take a step back, and realize that sometimes, and I say those with love, sometimes it's not the other person. Sometimes it's us and the energy that we're bringing. Do not bring your exes into your new relationship. Leave them behind. We were talking about that this morning too. Leave them behind, especially right now. If you caught the beginning of the show, we were talking about where the energy is right now. And I feel like right now as a collective, we're rehashing old energy. So pay attention to that. Also, it should be fun. If this relationship is not fun and is not enjoyable and it doesn't make you happy, why are you there? Why are you there? Like, yes, it's not always rainbows and butterflies in a relationship, but if you are more miserable than you are happy, why are you there? And then last, you got to trust yourself. So what this tells me is, before you move forward, make sure that you know each other well enough that you can play and have fun in the relationship. Trust in the relationship and make a little bit of effort on your side. I'm going to point the finger at you. Stay optimistic about it and learn to love yourself. If you are comfortable and secure in you, and please tell me that you have not said you complete me. I will reach through this camera, but complete yourself first and then move on to the partner, and you'll see that the relationship will be a lot better. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That makes sense. So next we have Juan Rodriguez, and he's a regular on the card.
Oh, awesome.
So I'm glad that you got him.
Cool. Worked out perfect. All right, Juan. So right now, you're in a space of having your work appreciated, and I would also say it's a little bit of feeling like your work, not understanding how much other people appreciate the work that you do. So you're a hard worker. There is a lot of understanding around that, but you're really coming from a place of outsiders, people around you really do appreciate you. But your challenge right now, what you're focused on, there's some type of loss that you've been dealing with. And with that, especially with this card specifically, the 5 of Cups, you'll see there's 3 cups that are spilled over. This person is kind of mourning over those lost cups, but behind the person, you can see there's 2 upright cups. So there's still there's still good to come from this situation, but you kind of have to allow yourself to mourn the loss of what you've lost, and then be able to acknowledge that there's still something there and more for you. Let's see, where are we next? The theme for you right now is the world, so that this would tell me that it feels like all eyes are on you at this point. And again, I feel like this is kind of career focused, but also personal focused as well. But know that you have a skill set that the world is able to appreciate as well. And the way that you can understand that the world's appreciation of you is to appreciate yourself more as well. You have been able to build yourself up to this point, especially with what you bring to the world, the material, the creative energy that you bring forward. It's something that you have grown over time, and it's something to appreciate and acknowledge. However, at this time, even though this card's reversed, this is the sun, it's all about fun, happiness, childlike exuberance, it is reversed. So I feel like you're in a period of time where there's more enjoyment that you're wanting to have, but it just feels like there's something else holding you back. And again, I feel like there's this understanding in yourself, maybe a self-acknowledgement that needs to be made for you to be able to acknowledge really the depth and weight of what you bring to the table on a daily basis to all aspects of your life. Future influences is the Queen of Wands reversed. So I feel like there's a feminine energy in your life that may be challenging for you at this time, and someone who is challenging your beliefs around, beliefs that you've built at this time too. So something to be aware of and acknowledge. And the universe is kind of bringing you this energy, this female energy in to help you acknowledge your worth. And again, I feel like maybe this is tied back to past trauma around, for me, most of the energy that comes up for me is past trauma, usually towards childhood or growing up. So it would tell me that there are some issues most likely brought from mother figure, a mother, that are driving you at this time. So it's important to acknowledge those past things. So if you're having heavy emotions at this time, when did you last feel like that? And take that back to the furthest memory back that you can. And then I think you need to meditate on that memory. And there's more that you can do with that. I have kind of a whole meditation to help deal with that childhood trauma that helps you then address the energy in the present, that helps you release it and move forward. So just something to be aware of. And then lastly, your outcome card is the King of Swords reversed. So that the negative thinking, the heavier thinking that you've been experiencing at this time, it's important to acknowledge that there is a lighter side to it, and that you are overly critical of yourself. So it's really important for you to take what you think about yourself with a grain of salt at this time, and maybe try to see your world from an outsider's perspective, whether it's someone that you love and care about. Maybe even have a conversation with them and ask them, like, explain to me how I am, and have that person that you care about, that cares about you, kind of spend 5-10 minutes talking about it. And I think you'll have a really much better understanding of your impact on people in your life and your impact on your own life as well.
Got it. That's deep. And again, it ties so much into what we're going through right now. We talked about the astro. If y'all missed it, go back and watch it. But we're basically talking about how the energy around us right now is affecting feelings and past memories, particularly with relationships. And when we talk about relationships, sometimes it's not necessarily love relationships, because we have all kinds of relationships with all kinds of people. So when you think back to relationships, most people think my ex, my partner, but it could be parents, siblings, teachers,
friendships.
Yeah. You never.
There's love in all those relationships.
I've had friendships that affected me negatively in the end. So, all right. So Elizabeth says, "Thanks so much. It gave me so much clarity. Thank you. That's what we're here for." She said, "Sure. I missed yours, ladies." I'm not sure what that means, Stacy, but okay. No, something I said was a no. Okay. Don't doubt me, Leila. Hola, ¿cómo estás, Rapucho? Saludos. Stacy says, Stacy says me. Let me finish these comments. And Leila says, yes. Okay, something was, true. So, first she was denying it. No, yes.
True.
Do not deny me, girl. Do not deny me.
She's been on a journey with you.
Is my boyfriend coming back? No, they never come back. I don't know. We will.
We'll actually pull for that.
You'll take Shellian Dodd, and I'll take Stacy Corona.
Oh, she's from Jamaica. That's cool.
What, was there another Corona earlier? There was another Corona lady, right? We had somebody else that was Corona. Okay. I just want to go back and confirm. Yeah, Rosie Corona, and are y'all related? Is Stacy and Corona? All right. Oh, did I just do Stacy? No, you did the last one, right? You did one, so it's my turn. Okay. Hi, Stacy. I'm gonna go with you, and we have about 15 minutes left before the end of the show. So first of all, Stacy, for you, let's start off with your yesterday. In your yesterday, there were a couple of storms that were happening. I would say that these were personal storms because in the today, there's the romance card. So I feel like the storms were right before the calm of a romance coming. Give yourself that permission. Allow yourself to be, I don't know why I just saw Cinderella in my head. Her running away from the prince. But I'm like, don't run away, girl. Do not run away. Like, he's not going to come after you with the shoe. I feel like the energy connected to you is a very hard, stubborn energy. So don't play games. Stop playing games. Because in your tomorrow, there is that connection. Allow it to happen and evolve. Do not stir. I feel like you're poking the bear and you're thinking it's not going to snap back, but be very aware of that. Because in your space, in your spirit space, there is your fifth chakra. Your fifth chakra is all about Archangel Gabriel, and it's your throat chakra. I feel like your spirit has found its voice. I feel like you found your inner strength in your voice. Be very honest with yourself about the direction that you're going, so then you can be honest with other people. Be honest with yourself first. Most people think that the fifth chakra is about keeping it real with everybody else. Yes. But if you're not honest with yourself, you will not be honest with other people. Because right now your heart is in balance, which is really cool because it's right next to the romance. So the romance it's everything's in balance. But the deceit card came up. Stop deceiving yourself that now that you found your voice, you can be as sassy as you want. And most of the times, okay, we can't because we're adorable, but
doesn't mean we always get away with it.
Doesn't always mean we get away with it.
Just cute while it happens.
Yes, I think most of the time they let us get away with it, but I feel like don't play games, and that's the feeling that I'm getting. You're in it. If it's not already there, it's coming knocking at your door. But the romance is there at your door, and you're in it. Just don't play games. You played games before, you're not going to win. Plus, the universe and love have a very sneaky way of getting back at us. So when it's telling me that after all the storms, there comes the balance, don't deceive yourself. Use your voice in the right way so you can make those connections and open the door to romance. But you're on the right track. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to underline it. Tattoo it in your brain. Stop playing games. So I hope that makes sense.
I think you forgot to say I say this with love before all that. No, I'm just kidding.
I should have, right? I should have. So where were we?
So Shelly is next.
Shelly, is my boyfriend coming back?
Hey, so I have pulled a different spread, a relationship spread, since you are referencing someone specifically. And with that being said, so the connecting card, the relational card between the two of you is the King of Chalices, King of Cups. So what this tells me is that the relationship overall, the connection between you two, there was deep love, deep feelings, a lot of passion, a lot of wanting to do things with this other partner. So there definitely is that draw towards each other. However, I'll kind of answer your question and then I'll get to the details. No, I don't think that he's coming back. I think that if he did come back, it would be a mistake for you to take him back. And you'd be rehashing old issues, rehashing the relationship has basically served its purpose at this time. So now the details for you. So for you, on your mind about the relationship, how you're thinking about the relationship is the Knight of Chalices reversed. So what this would tell me is that this person was not really the ideal person for you. If I went back before you met this person and said, who is it that you want to be with? What type of partner? I would say this person does not meet most of what those expectations were for you. And again, even though there was this draw to them, overall, this person was not necessarily meeting the expectations that you were looking for mentally from a partner. On their end, it's the High Priestess. So what this would tell me is that this person didn't really think about. They didn't understand what was driving them in this relationship. There's old beliefs, old subconscious beliefs that were driving them and drove their actions. So I would say whatever ultimately led to the end of this relationship, a lot of it is because this other person was really driven by their subconscious and not understanding their actions and what they really wanted. The heart of the situation for you is the sneak reverse. So I don't know if you were cheated on. Most likely there's some type of deceit that's going on in that. And with this being the card about how you feel about the relationship, that would tell me that whatever did occur was a deep wound for you. And that it's something that you felt like you wanted to get over because there's still that connection that you feel. But overall, you felt that hurt. The other person in this is really looking to the past. So what was driving their love in this relationship was a lot of looking to the past and recreating past relationships, most likely past trauma. Again, it's usually about trauma when we're dealing with these types of issues from the past. So he really wasn't present with you, both in his mind and his heart. And then the outcome of how you're acting out in the relationship, for you, it is the Ten of Swords, which is the card of karma. As you can see, this isn't the most lovely of images, but you have a person with the 10 daggers into their back. And this represents the end of this karmic cycle. So this relationship, if you can really let it go and understand what drove you in this relationship and what drove it apart, you're going to be able to, in your next relationship, not have to repeat this type of same energy or have this type of energy come through again for you. And then how they're acting in terms of the relationship is the Fool, which means they're basically off and running. I would say even if there was an opportunity for them to come back, they're most likely ready to move on to the next thing because they're not really present with themselves in their life and therefore wouldn't be present in a relationship with you as well.
Yeah, and can I add just because sometimes I feel like we want our partners back, we want those boyfriends back, but if we haven't made any personal growth, because you know how it was like, oh, they don't know what they're missing. Oh, you're better. But if I feel like when I've broken up, especially as an adult, when I've broken up, it's now about, okay, what can I change about me? How can I grow?
Self-accountability.
Does that make sense?
How did you come into it? Yeah.
We always want to blame we always want to blame the other person.
Well, and I think we get used to that comfort in that relationship too. Even if, like I would say, the energy in this one is somewhat tumultuous, we're used to that tumultuousness, and we'd almost prefer that sometimes over it. But if you can really acknowledge your energy in the situation, I think that it gives you the opportunity to look at it, deal with it, and move forward, and be more actively aware of what's happening in a relationship instead of it being about replaying past traumas or past issues that you've had.
There you go. And yes, thank you for watching us from all the way from Jamaica. Lila says, haha, I haven't. I don't know what you haven't done, but do it, I guess. Thank you. Yes, and thank you for the tip. We appreciate it, Rosie. Rosie just bought us dinner tonight.
Oh, beautiful.
So,
thank you.
You're welcome, Juan. He needed that, so good. Are you vampires only at night? And if you pay extra?
Are you saying that we suck? Because rude. No, I'm just kidding.
Do you know something?
Energy vampires.
She said yes to what you were telling her. And yes, there are family. That's why I missed theirs. Remember, you can always go back.
That's why she said
yes.
Hi, ladies.
Yes.
It makes sense.
So you can always go back and rewatch the video and catch them all. Whatever channel you're watching on, it'll stay recorded there. They are mom and daughter. Oh, okay.
Awesome.
Got you. Well, hello, mom and daughter. Madeline, thank you for watching the show. And then Jillian is commenting on you like, oh, I'm going to do the sound effects for you, girl.
The next comment.
Oh, yes, he cheated. Thank you.
Sneak.
Yeah.
Sneak. Very telling.
Yeah. There's a reason to watch our show, ladies. There's a reason to watch our show. And gentlemen, too. We have about 5 minutes to go before we get the last one in. If anybody wants to be the last person, I want to remind you that take this off. That here at Little Metro Productions, we got 3 shows on the air. On Wednesdays, we've got Christian and Daniel's show. On Fridays, remember, it's going to be the card Divo. Special guest Richard Wayne Kilgo II, whenever he's available. And put it together on Saturdays. Go check us out at littlemexproductions.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn. If you're on YouTube, scroll down, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. It'll let you know every time there's a new show. Oh, and on Mondays, I have the horoscopes, so make sure you check those out. #Little Mexican Productions, Inc. Also, my book, Grumpy Bunny and the Colors Game in English and Spanish. $20 for each copy, $5 if you want an extra, like a personal message. Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, and PayPal. All you gotta do is send me your information and we'll get those mailed out to you. Grumpy Bunny in the Colors Game, Conejito Gruñón y el Juego de los Colores.
And if I could do a little pitch for you for Grumpy Bunny, I was one of the first to purchase. Actually, I purchased 2 copies. And I absolutely love it. I highly recommend it, especially, I mean, obviously it's geared more towards kids, but anyone can use it. And I think that, especially if you're someone that's new to metaphysical belief, chakra systems, all of those things, it's a great way to familiarize yourself with it. And Daniel's even included a glossary at the end of the book. So that way, if there's any terms that you're not familiar with, it's really a great kind of crash course in chakra meditation and really grounding yourself. But I absolutely love it. Yeah. I think that anyone who purchases it is definitely going to benefit from it.
And in the back of the book, there is it's Bunny with all the chakras lined up, so you can see where it is. Thank you, I appreciate that. Want to remind y'all that if you're interested, if you're in the Southern California area, and we'll go ahead and tell them more about yours.
Yes. So anywhere Orange County, Inland Empire, surrounding areas will come to you. But if you're looking for real estate photography, we are competitively priced. Like I said, next day service. So once you book us, you will receive your photos next day. We do photos, video tour. I do drone as well. So there's the photos included from drone, video included from drone, virtual tour. I'm also able to provide 3D floor plans along with that. So definitely utilize our services. Check out the website to see the work that we've done so far.
Since you've been talking here, we have about 4 minutes left. Can you just give her a quick professional look? Since he already did most of your reading, finish it off. So we are, Wayne is taking photos and I'm volunteering at our local theater, which is the No Square Theater here in Laguna Beach. And we're going to stop and get a taco on the way. So you just bought us dinner.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, very interesting. So, professional journey. So right now, you now is the Page of Swords reversed. So what that would tell me is that obviously in your career journey at this point, you're not necessarily happy. It feels like there's a lot of negative ideas, a lot of negativity in general, and just like I feel like you've been there, done that in your career. You've accomplished these things, and I feel like you want to pick up your experience and go somewhere else and do something very different, if that makes sense. And with that, the card that's crossing you, your current challenge is, this one's come up quite a few times today. So it's about having a new start and feeling like you have all the tools needed to move forward. And this is where you're feeling most challenged. With your career, I feel like the opportunity for you right now is understanding what isn't working in what you already know in the field that you're in. You recognize very much like what is accepted as, oh, that's just the way that it is by society, by whoever is buying the services that you're providing, but it's your opportunity now to help turn that on its head. So anything that you have experienced that is not working in the career that you've done up to this point, that is your goal. That's what you're going to be able to take and pan out and be able to move forward with. That's going to bring you this new step in your career and your career satisfaction. Recent past affecting your present. This tells me that you've worked really hard. You have a very good understanding of the work that you've done up to this point. The challenge is there's just a lot of negativity, a lot of negative ideas, a lot of no. That's what I'm feeling like. Anything that you try to do and move forward with, it's like outside no's, inside no's from yourself, all of those things. So it's really important that you take stock and recognize. So it's twofold, right? It's the ideas that you have and its mentality, and there's this emotional heaviness that's weighing over all of these things that's kind of fueling more negative thoughts towards what you're doing. So I would recommend some type of grounding meditation or some type of grounding practice before you're going in to do the work that you're going to do. So if you work from home, even just setting aside 5 minutes for some breathing exercises, I feel like will help ground you a little bit more and help kind of ground your thoughts so that even if there is negative ideas to be addressed, you're able to address them without that emotional overhang happening for you. Again, just kind of confirmation, future influences coming into being. King of Swords reversed, so more of that swords energy. What you're seeking is new excitement, new love for what you do. But right now you're in a place where you're really tied down and you feel like you're not able to make the progress that you want, that you're spinning your wheels. So again, the guidance from the tarot is to look at those negative ideas that you have. What are those beliefs around your career at this point? And I would maybe challenge you to do some journaling. And I would say like maybe 8 bullet points of being able to say like, what are my beliefs around my career at this point? And whether it's in the positive or framed in the negative, I think that acknowledging that and then maybe contemplating that list is going to help you understand where you want to go from here. Judgment, where you want to kind of open yourself up and start over, so to speak, but using what you have at this point. So I see nothing but success for you, but it's really important that you take time to understand how your emotions are driving your mind around your career.
Interesting. And I just pulled out just before we leave. We're already over time, but you're on the right path in the direction that you want to go. There are animal energies around you, and speaker. This is either advocacy, activism, working with, working for. But I feel like there's an animal energy around you, so go with that, whatever that is. For now, I want to thank all of you for joining us. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming back.
Oh, thank you for having me. This has been wonderful. I've missed this.
We're not going to be here next week. I'm in Miami next week working. Actually, no, I'll be flying during showtime, but we will be back the week after. So put it on your calendars. August 26th, 5:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. 8:00 Eastern. We'll be back with more. I might have to change the name for when you're here. So we might just come back to Zodiac's point too. So welcome back to Wayne. We're so appreciative to be here. Thank y'all for joining us. And I guess we'll see you. I'm stopping the music. I have background music. Stop it, people. I'm being creative here. We will see you in 2 weeks. Bye.